Tensions are high between India and Canada following allegations from Canada's Prime Minister that New Delhi was involved in the killing of a Canadian Sikh leader in Canada. Indian officials call the claims absurd and substantiated. Amid all of this, trade talks between Canada and India are seemingly far off the table. Our next guest says that economically, Canada could have more to lose in this. For more, let's bring in Rohinton Medhora, Distinguished Fellow at the Center for International Governance and Innovation. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
So you're looking at this from an economic perspective, not from a political perspective here. But when it comes to the relationship between Canada and India, you've broken it down into a couple of categories for us, and trade being one of them. So can you break down the relationship for us between these two countries and the trade that's going, but the conversations that had been ongoing on broadening that trade relationship?
So the Canada-India trade relationship is a good one, but it's not as good as it could be. Neither country is in the top 10 list of the other, and there may be good reasons for that. And the trade talks themselves go back about a dozen years and have been through almost as many rounds of mostly futility. The most recent round started about a year and a half ago when there was a sense that there was enough of a political and other context for us to finally get a slimmed-down version of the trade deal that both countries have been seeking for some time. The point is, when a trade deal is as slim as this one might have been, what might the upside be? And there wasn't one. So the economic momentum just wasn't there. Neither country wants to make a concession to the other that it would then have to make more important trade partners. Against that background, you then have this crisis of yesterday, and it is no surprise that the trade talks are off the table for the foreseeable future.
You've also been looking at investment, whether it's investment from India in Canada or Canada within India. And what are you seeing on that front in terms of, possible threats to that investment going forward, do you think?
Now, that was a more dynamic spot, mainly because of the activity of Canadian investments in India. Canadian pension funds correctly want to diversify their portfolio away from the US and parts of Europe. India is a market that is not synchronistic with those investments. India has great opportunity in infrastructure, health, as well as green technology. Canadian pension funds provide patient money with technical expertise. And so this was a growth area, and probably still is and will be. There wasn't really an agreement in sight on this one. It is possible that the various regulations and red tape that each country has on foreign investment might become thicker as a result of this crisis. We just don't know. But my own view is that this would be a bigger loss than the lack of a trade deal.
And another connection that you highlighted is the flow of international students from India to Canada, which is pretty substantial.
It is substantial in overall numbers. I think China and India provide the biggest numbers of foreign students in this country. And for some universities and colleges, it is a particularly strong income stream at a time when, as we know, provincial governments and other funding sources for higher education tend to be slim. Again, there's no indication that this stream will dry up right away. But to the extent that Indian students were funded by government scholarships, and if this crisis becomes worse and the government decides to do something about them and direct them to other countries with very good universities, Australia, the UK, the US, that too could be an economic consequence of this crisis.
Yeah, that's really interesting to think about. If there was government funding going into those educations, and if they could steer them elsewhere, maybe that could be the case. When it comes to Canadian businesses, the impact potentially there, we know that there are some Canadian businesses with exposure in India because they have facilities in India, they have plants there, that sort of thing. But just in general, what do you think the potential impact could be from these rising tensions?
So at this stage, Jacqueline, we just don't know. It's still day 2 of the crisis. A lot depends on how each country's government handles the public relations and strategic side of this all. At this stage, there's no sense that there will be retaliation on existing Canadian operations in India or vice versa, but I wouldn't rule anything out either. Mainly because, again, as I said, this is not a strong economic relationship. India doesn't need Canada, and Canada doesn't need India in the same way that each country needs the European Union or Japan or the UK. It is that fragility and that thinness of the relationship which could lead to retaliation that is disproportionate.